Now let's take a look at what happens when you have bronchoconstriction or an asthma-like situation. So normally bronchioles are surrounded by these circular type muscles. It's smooth muscle. It's involuntary, so we have no control over the smooth muscle. And normally that smooth muscle is relaxed and lets plenty of oxygen into the alveoli to hop into the pulmonary capillary and allows carbon dioxide to easily diffuse from the pulmonary capillary into the alveoli and out to be expelled, to be exhaled. And again, this happens usually very easily because the pulmonary capillaries and the alveoli consist of simple squamous cells. So that's one layer of flattened cells. Makes diffusion very easy. However, in a bronchoconstricted state, the smooth muscle is constricted and thereby prevents oxygen from coming down through the bronchial tree and ending up in the alveoli. So the patient's not getting enough oxygen. It means the oxygen concentration is less or is not as high in the alveoli as it should be to allow for proper diffusion down its concentration gradient. So we're not getting enough oxygen. In addition, we can't get rid of this carbon dioxide coming from the right ventricle because remember, deoxygenated hypercarbic blood is coming from the right ventricle and used up through the pulmonary arterial system to get rid of CO2 and pick up oxygen. However, the CO2 can't diffuse. It diffuses into the alveoli, but it's trapped in the alveolar space because of this bronchoconstriction. Fortunately, we have beta-2 receptors that are embedded in the smooth muscle. And if we target the beta-2 receptors with a medication, those are called beta-2 agonists. There are agonists and antagonists. In this case, beta-2 agonists cause the relaxation of the smooth muscle. In order to administer beta-2 agonists, there are a variety of ways. People can take MDIs or metered dose inhalers, otherwise known as rescue inhalers, or we can give a nebulizer. This is a nebulizer treatment, and what we do is we administer a medication in here. The medication is a bronchodilator. Evidently childproof. There we go. Take it out. Common medications that are bronchodilators are albuterol, Ventolin, Provenol. I'll get another one. Comes in this plastic container. And what we do is we take the medication, tear the top off. Here's the nebulizer. Go unscrew the top. Squirt the medication inside. Screw the top back on. And plug it into the nebulizer machine, which is basically a compressor and pushes air out. What that does is it blows air through the liquid bronchodilator and forms a mist. The patient places their mouth on the mouthpiece, around the mouthpiece, and breathes in, holds it for a little bit, and exhales, all the time with their mouth on the mouthpiece. It takes about 5 minutes to get a full breathing treatment in. This is what it looks like. I'll hold it down here so you can see the mist. Now, if the patient is too weak to hold it, we can easily unscrew the top. There we go. Take the mask, attach it to the mask, and that way you can see the mist. In addition, we want to quickly place the patient on oxygen while we're getting the nebulizer ready. So we can use an oxygen tank and an oxygen mask. If the nebulizer doesn't work as effectively as we'd like it to, if we're still hearing diminished lung sounds, which is what you're going to hear with bronchoconstriction, you're going to hear diminished lung sounds and probably wheezing, either inspiratory, expiratory, or both inspiratory and expiratory wheezing. So if the nebulizer isn't enough, we can give steroids, and if the lungs are very tight, meaning barely moving any air at all, we can give intramuscular epinephrine, a shot of epinephrine. And what epinephrine does is it targets multiple receptors, but the ones that we really are concerned with, again, are the beta-2 receptors here. So that's a little bit about asthma and how we treat asthma.